What's up, locals? Well, it is a beautiful fall day here in Okotoks, Alberta, just south of Calgary. And today we are looking, as you already know, you saw in the thumbnail, the Alien. And this thing is a little weird. It definitely has this sort of like weird sort of dome up. I feel like it's hard to get this seen properly, but it's very comfortable, I have to say. It feels weird. Obviously you've got, let me get back in here real quick. So you've got these like ridges right here, very like traditional Frisbee-like. It's quite comfortable in the hand. It's very firm. This is DX actually. Feels comfortable. I like my thumb kind of rests when you go to throw this disc. I will say this, it wraps around your hand very comfortably. I don't know if it's quite shark-like. I used to throw a shark, but these ridges on top is kind of like where your thumb rests. This is going to be kind of like an Alien only round. This is 172 grams. We're going to see how this thing flies. Basket for this hole. I'll just try to put it in and then you'll know where the basket is. Gotta say it real quick too. Got up here to the first tee, setting up my camera. A couple just came through real quick and they said, oh, do you do YouTube? And I said, yeah, we are local disc golf. And they literally had a local disc golf patch on their bag. Shout out to them, thank you so much for supporting our little cause here. It's always so cool to meet people that are like repping our brand and stuff, so really, really appreciate that. Okay. Take it. This hole is kind of hard to see, but it is straight down the center. We've got a white Mando sign pointing us, keeping us honest. We are in the fairway. Still getting used to it. I said at the beginning of this, it feels really good in the hand, and it does, but it also feels very different to what I'm used to. Get in. Come on. You know, it's funny because I watched one review on this disc already, and the guy talked about this disc and he was sinking like big putts on it. I'll try to leave a link down in the description because I really enjoyed the video. And it's incredible to think that for a 4-speed that this kind of feels good, sinking the putt both on 1 and on 2, back-to-back birdies to start. Hole 3. Man, I love those colors today. It's a beautiful day here today. Let us know if you're out playing. Where are you playing from? I know we're down here in Okotoks, Alberta, Canada. Leave a comment down below. Tell me where you are and where you're playing. I want to make this community feel, more connected and closer. So this one's tight. It's right down the middle. Normally this is a throwing putter for me. I often go Glow Pilot, which is a more stable version, and I find kind of flies a bit like an Envy, and I feel like I can just, once you get past these first few, if you can get it up with some height, it will fade down and it'll leave you usually a pretty nice shot, a nice chance for a birdie on this hole. This disc still kind of getting a feel for it, but we'll see what's possible. We do have a slight headwind coming at us here, and with this disc being a 4201, not a lot of glide and not a lot of stability. So I might have to give this thing a little bit of a hyzer to try to keep it honest through the gap here. Oh, it's very straight. Woo! Okay, a little long, but a great flight actually. I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. Just ran back into the couple that I met on the first hole. So thank you, Jesse and Megan, for, supporting our cause here. Really appreciate it. And gosh, it's hard to not have a smile on your face when you're playing beautiful fall disc golf, running into great people on the course. So let's go make a putt. Just barely stayed up. This, after this foliage right here, kind of drops down, and we've just barely kept it up the top here. All right, Alien, let's see what you got. Oh, I like that disc. It's weird, but so am I. Ooh, not ideal. All right, so we've got a, as you can see, an impossibly small gap to hit, probably like 2 disc size gap. So I think I'm gonna try to fan something around. There's less on the ante if I can get it around. And actually, as I look at this again, there's so much room to the right here. Well, let's see what it'll do on an ante. Let's see if we can knife this through. I didn't come up here to show you guys what the disc won't do. Let's. Ooh. Okay, I think that's parked. That had kind of a nice float to it. Obviously, I gave it lots of height, so it's gonna, kind of fly true to that. But it's staying up in the air. I quite like the flight. It's nice to putt with. It's on a putter, but it feels good. It's coming out clean for sure. There are a couple holes here that I don't love this disc for. This is one of them. So it is 332 from the tee. It's a big dog leg left around. This is not the disc that I would throw here, but we're gonna see if we can get it to work anyway. Oh, we've left ourselves some work. I feel like I said that the last time I was playing a mic'd up round here. We've left ourselves some work. I don't know if this looks as messy on camera as it does in real life, but this is, I don't know really what the line is here. It's one of those, like, there is sort of this gap that's, I think it's my best option through, and just hopefully I could float it down with a little, it's like a little like hyzer at the end. Yeah, that's part of the game. It's not that tight of a gap. It's just a technical shot. It's got to be like pretty straight the whole way here. We're gonna see if we can get this thing. I just need to like lay this thing up, minimize the damage, and just try to get off this hole with a bogey. All right, a little short, but pretty good overall. I like that disc in like touchy situations so far. I feel like I know what it's gonna do. It's pretty calm today, I will grant it that, but I feel like even though the feeling of the disc is a bit to get used to, the flight has been really good so far. It off of my hand, like in a putting situation, it feels like there's no wobble at all. Interesting. I feel like I've been combating a little bit of wobble lately in my putt, but this is like coming out without any. If you remember me saying at the last hole, there's a couple of holes on this course that I would not be throwing this disc for, and that last one was one of them where we took a bogey. I would say this is another one of those holes. Very tight gap at the beginning of this hole. It's not a Mando, but it's probably the most likely option to have some success. And for this hole, it's basically straight down, and you got a dog leg to the left. This is just going to be, again, trying to get some hyzer on it and trying to get a little extra on this one. All right, so for a 4201 in DX plastic, I would say I got that out probably pretty flat. I'm kind of keen to see the footage actually, but I think a little hyzer on that one. And we do have a slight headwind coming at us as well. So again, this isn't the disc I'd throw here, but did flip up to flat, and it did turn over a little bit. Not bad distance for it. I feel like without wind, maybe it would have given me a little bit more, because I feel like it kind of got pushed down there. Okay, we left ourselves a little more than I would have liked here. Nope. Oh, that was terrible, actually. That was not a good throw. Fortunate I got a little skip out of that one, because truthfully, that was thrown so badly that I didn't even deserve to putt from that close. The last of the holes where I wouldn't traditionally throw this disc. This one here, straight down and then a dog leg to the left. I'm gonna try to put a little bit more hyzer on this and give this as much as I can, I think, just to see if I can get it to hold the line here. Get around. Oh, nope. Decent amount of hyzer. I feel like, in a power throw, I'm not getting enough like snap, and I feel like there's something to do a little bit there with the grip. It's obviously a different grip. I got that on a hyzer line and it did hold that time. I do like it in an approach situation more than I thought I would, but I don't think it's working as a as a throwing putter or driver. Well, we got lucky here. We are kind of right in between here, and I do have a window, which I didn't expect to. I thought I was going to be right pinched off behind these trees, and it turns out that I do have an access here. So I think every time I've thrown this so far, when I thought I was parked, I ended up being a little bit short. So probably that 2 in the glide, as it's a 4.201, I'm going to try to give this a little bit more. Every time I've thrown it is ending up a little bit short. Probably release that on a slight Annie, the slightest of Annies, but it held, and not in a way that it wanted to turn over, but it just kind of really held that line. And I think in an approach situation, I don't know if I would switch. It feels funny, but the flight is good. It's, I don't know, I like it. A little bit headwindy, a little bit like right to left. I just didn't throw that hard enough. Don't worry about the wind. Wind did nothing to that. I gotta try that again. Better, still low. That should be a bogey, but on this course, they call that a par 4, so probably should be a par 3, really. That felt like a bogey. Par here is, you never like a par on hole 7. Hole 8, 55 meters, should be reachable with this disc. And again, light tailwind. Basket's right behind the 2 trees, right down the center. Ooh. Yeah, so on a fuller throw, I didn't give that disc enough hyzer to give it a chance to hold straight. With a bit more torque, it's not the most torque resistant disc, so we've left ourselves work again. Nope. I don't know if I'm in the frame right now. Hopefully I am. All right, hole 9. There's traditionally this basket, it's actually not in the position that it used to be. This one's actually straight down this kind of like roadway. I'm not sure if you're able to see this, but with this being straight and this disc being kind of having some consistent, gentle turns on my drives, I'm going to try to aim to the left side of the fairway and anticipate that it's going to hopefully give me a little turn. Okay. That's exactly where the basket used to be. It did flip up to flat, but it just didn't have quite enough to turn over. I feel like with the shape of the rim and the way I'm holding it right now, I'm struggling to get a really good spin out of my hand, getting that disc really spinning. To allow it to do that. The disc would need some work for sure. Again, I really like it in those approach situations. Touchy stuff, floaty stuff, that stuff kind of works well for me, but I'm not totally loving it off the tee. There's the old post hole. There's the disc. Oh! So, I feel like that's been kind of the vibe of the round. Just missing here and there. Anyway, leave a comment down below if you've thrown the Alien, if you like it, are you bagging it? Is it like, I tried it and I just couldn't handle it, it's too weird. It wasn't as quirky as I thought it was going to be, but it's still a little funny feeling. The round started strong, I was kind of liking it at the beginning, and then sort of like when I had to put it in situations where I was, kind of giving it like more of a full throw, that's kind of when I stopped feeling the way I felt about it, because in a flip-up situation, I felt like I couldn't get as much spin on it, which in order to flip it up, I needed to do. But when I was releasing it flat, I just felt like it was wanting to turn over a little bit. It was just a bit funny, like on the release. So, but in shorter stuff where I'm doing touchy approach work, I typically stay with a power grip, so that's why I kind of liked it in that situation. If you go to fan it, if you're doing like a fan grip underneath, you can feel that little dip, which you might not like. I don't really fan grip my disc, just from like years and years of bad habits basically, but I could see people that try to fan it not liking it because it kind of dips in the middle here. There's this like sort of additional kind of, this very, I don't know how to explain it. It's very subtle, but there's this like additional little dome here, which obviously you can see that plays out on the inside too. So in a power grip, you don't feel it very much, but if you go to fan, then all of a sudden you can kind of feel that like other layer to it, and that can feel a bit odd for people. Anyway, that's all for this one. I want to say a huge thank you, as always, for watching. My name is Ryan. This is Local. We are local.